Well, there we go. We have hit the jackpot. 2 weeks down, 2 sets of 3. We're at episode 6. We've had 1 elimination, and tonight we have, of course, finished on the mysteries and conspiracies. Now, let's clarify this up. Let's get into it. Last night, everybody, if you caught our last night's one, and those listening to the podcast from yesterday's episode 5, I really went to town on the judging. I feel that the judging is a bit, how's it going? We will touch base on it tonight. And hopefully you guys pick it. And again, tonight, I'm going to bring it up. I don't agree with the way that the top 2 come, but I do agree with the winners. And we're going to have them on tonight. We've got Damian and Bilsy. What's up, my
man? Hey, good, Bilsy. How are you? Hey, Bilsy.
I'm good. I'm good. So those in the chat, we will have Henry popping in, and Andrew's got the link as well. They're all just waiting, obviously, for, as you guys do, they wait for the episode to finish. We just come on right on credit time. So happy days. And there we go. We do have Andrew in the building as well. My man.
Hey, fellas.
There we go. First off tonight, boys, congratulations. Awesome.
Thanks.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, no worries.
Those, and you'll see, so the chat's going off. How many times did you spell Damian tonight? I wonder.
Yeah, I had to find one myself, actually.
Henry will drop in soon as well. I've sent Henry the link, so he'll come in lately as well. Now, I want to put it out there. I don't know if you guys have been catching up or you heard. Last night, I went a bit hard at the judging. That it's just all opinion. I agree with the winner, like the pig and all that kind of stuff, and then same with the roller coaster. I just find the top 2 a little bit funny, and it's pure. Oh, Henry's looking for a link. I thought I gave it to him.
I'll send it.
So I've sent it to him now.
Oh.
And I just it's funny where it's everything can go either way. Now, chat, you can agree with me, you can, you disagree with me, boys, you can just stay silent, it's all good. Even tonight, and there was nothing wrong with the build. Everyone's builds tonight were next level too. You could not pick on them builds. But personally, you see Brickman and said to you guys, and absolutely not, the big character, amazing. The story was good. But then, he brings in, there he is, the H-man. But then, I felt tonight, especially, and we'll get into deep, I feel tonight that I really think Ryan and Gabby should have been top 2 with you guys. Yeah. That president thing was next level cool.
It was.
The reveal, the
cool
thing come out. That's just me.
Well.
But you guys got to wear the musky glove. You got the glowing brick. So happy days for the next one. Let's get right into the deep. We'll start with your one. You guys obviously went against the grain. You went against the Brickmans.
Yep.
Saying, "Oh, I don't think it's going to be that good," and you stuck to your guns, being the non trope. What was the push? Why did you stick to the not going along a story, along a conspiracy?
Well, we actually didn't know to begin with that it had to be a trope. It wasn't until we kind of got into it and we started looking around and realizing what everyone else was doing. And it's like, oh, everyone's doing like really obvious established mysteries. Is that what we're supposed to be doing? Like, we didn't know. We just thought you had to come up with something crazy that could be in a Area 51 crate. So we just took that idea and ran with it. So we actually just, that's how we ended up with it.
It's like most of this stuff when they give you the brief, it's not that clear, right? And then you start doing this, and
it is that it changes. It seems to morph.
Yeah,
it takes a life of its own, and sometimes it just goes in a slightly different direction for no reason. It's kind of weird. Sometimes it just takes its own legs and moves in a slightly.
For sure. I mean, I've been there and we've talked about it over the last 4 or 5 years on the stream that, you start off with, you need to build a pyramid. By the end of that episode, we think the square's going to look better now.
Yeah.
I get it. It happens. It happens.
And sometimes if the build's good enough, they'll just shoehorn it in and justify it somehow. So
is that why Henry's
really sick time? And you'll get away with it.
Look, I reckon the thing to take away from all of this, because it's easy to look at it later and just judge it and go, right, is this. I think the best advice I think Brickman's ever given is that if you get an idea, believe in yourself and stick with it. And then if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, It doesn't, and it's a gamble, and particularly with grandmasters. I mean, the standard is ridiculous, right? There's no bad builders in the room.
No,
so you
and
just got
like
to
you
go.
said, man,
Yeah, like we were surprised. Like everyone is genuinely. I know that I was just looking at that, that final there, and you can see on their faces, nobody knows who's going to get first, second, third, fourth. Nobody knows.
no.
Right? You couldn't pick it.
I knew you guys were going to win that one.
Yeah, but Henry, you've got people everywhere that know.
Yeah,
you've got
man,
contacts where nobody else does.
Henry's got that
Right,
secret single handshake.
Love the moustache,
Yeah.
by the way. Yeah, man, if you had that on the show, you'd win everything.
Right. I should
Just going with it.
Bro, I needed to double down on the diversity armor, bro. Like,
That's where you stuffed up, man. That's
Right, I lost too many layers. Man.
I don't want to go there.
And like you said, Andrew,
I'm not going to say it because I'm just scared.
It's too easy for you and me to fall into our old rhythm, bro.
Mate, if we did that, this show would be R-rated and be off air.
Mate, I'm surprised we're not cancelled. Let's put it that way. I've upset enough people. I'm surprised we're not cancelled.
We've been pushing our luck for nearly 5 years now.
But we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Yeah.
No, you're still here, so that's something.
Yeah, and you know what? You guys still, people like you guys and other contestants, they still accept, to come on and run the gauntlet. So got to give you credit for that one. It's good. It's there. But you're totally right where, everybody in the room, it doesn't matter. Even going back to Carl and Trent, like, they're both amazing builders, whatever, it all goes down. And we talked about it last night with Henry, it would have been interesting and almost good to have the whole 8 teams to run to the finale working off a point system.
Yeah.
That could have made it a bit different, a bit cool and however it went through. One thing I did notice, and we'll go back to the whole sitting on the couch in hindsight, especially about tonight's theme and tonight's build, no one built the moon landing. Was that like a unwritten law? Don't build an astronaut moon landing, or
did you guys think about doing it? Did you guys think about doing it? I thought about doing it, but
no. Actually, I initially had 2 ideas. One of them was the rat thing, and the other one I thought of this alien egg, and I wanted some sort of mechanism where it popped up out of the egg, and like some tentacles would sort of come out of the sides, and then when it comes down, it go back in again. Because I wanted to, off the back of our terrible technical thing, I wanted to show that we do actually have some technical knowledge, and so I thought that'd be a good way to sort of put that in there. But then we saw David and Gus doing an alien. I thought, let's just steer clear. We'll do Plan B.
I got vetoed because I was going to do the Melbourne COVID lockdown protest.
With the 5G cell.
It was going to be super colourful. All the signs would have been a different colour. It would have been such a good,
Yeah.
You know what though, Henry? You know how obviously the TV might have sold a different story, different timeline, however it was.
I can't believe you just said that.
Welcome to our stream, brother.
Oh man. Oh dear. This is going to be bad. How you and again, they might have sold a different story. It might have been edited different, just however it is. Henry, with yours, it was very much a whole. You built this far. Crap, we're going to change it, make him a head, the difference, separate the suit, whatever. You could have almost made yours an astronaut at the change. Do you know what I mean? You could have.
Ours was a dumpster. Ours was, bro. This is where you get to roast me. Ours was a dumpster fire by the end. Like it really was.
It was. Yeah,
it was a dumpster. I'm telling you, and that's not a slight on Sarah. Or I will take full responsibility for that was a dumpster fire. Like it was.
Okay. Well, no. Let's.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You have to answer it. So you built the guy, right?
I built the suit.
I know where this is going.
I think I know where this is going too. Do I need to close the windows down?
Yeah, hold on. Head. Sarah built the head and she built the background, but she built the beach background at the start. And man,
that's right. You had the beach thing. Yeah,
that's right.
Okay.
And look, this is your stream. I don't want to take up your you guys. Oh, this is about you guys. There's a lot.
Not now.
That's Henry's way of saying move along and stuff and see.
Nah, but look, Bilsy, this is where you get to roast me. Like this is I wholeheartedly believe we should.
No, okay. Let's clear it up. I don't like roasting anyone, especially after last night and the night before. I'm gonna roast Brickman. I'll get to that. Don't worry, because Brickman's still on my radar. But to the point where and this is just a purely hindsight question again, why didn't you keep the beach theme and him just hanging out at the beach because he was hiding as a Yeti?
Bro, that's what we wanted to do. And this is the thing, right? You know how I talked last night about, and Damian and Andrew, you'll know, right? You guys are seasoned. You guys are veterans, right? You know when there's someone's trying to tell you something, right? So we had Hamish coming over saying, why is he at the beach? It's silly at the beach.
Yeah.
We had Brickman coming over multiple times saying, why is he at the beach? It doesn't make sense. We had our producer coming over and saying, does it make sense in the beach? And so, man, you know, anyone that is, I guess, more of a, if it was your first time,
the lines.
Yeah, we were reading between the lines for everything, man. So I was just like, man, they obviously don't want us to do it at the beach. So
that also comes back to Andrew saying, you stick to your guns and you just wear it at the end.
100%.
They could have read between the lines and changed their story too.
100%. But I didn't, and I would say I didn't have the confidence to actually just double down on the idea because it didn't show it. And I'll only talk about it briefly. The Yeti wasn't our original idea. We were going to do a Bigfoot too, and Caleb and Alex were doing a Bigfoot, and we sort of went. And again, I think watching the show, I could see how there was so many people doing the same thing. It wouldn't have been worth it to actually tell that part of our story too. So there's no bad blood from my end for that. But we genuinely were going to do a Bigfoot, and Caleb and Alex did theirs in a domestic setting. We were going to do ours in a domestic setting too. So it was like almost the same build. And,
how extraordinary that when it started off, though, there was like doubles of every team, of every something similar.
Yeah, man. So we burnt probably an hour and a half just stuffing around with that part. So we burnt a lot of time doing that. And then we burnt a lot of time reconditioning the idea. And then that was it. It was game over.
It wouldn't have mattered, though, Henry. Sorry, it wouldn't have mattered, though, Henry. You would have lost anyway, because I know we haven't discussed the builds yet, but like Caleb and Alex's artwork in their build was just epic. So you would have lost anyway, man.
Oh, their diversity armor stronger than mine, mate. I love you, Caleb and Alex. Don't worry.
But I've got two sock monsters.
Yeah, two sock monsters, right?
Where does that idea come from? Like, how do you have two of that?
And two rat.
No, but you know what's even here's even funny, Damon. Two sock monsters that literally disappeared like socks.
Yeah, they didn't do either. Yeah, they both went. Yeah, they both went. I was actually disappointed that,
let's build about the sock monster. All of a sudden, both sock monster ideas disappeared.
The funny thing is like even now I'm looking at this, like I'm just watching it, and I like to always think, now that I'm relaxed and stuff, what would I do? And I'm still not sure. Like I actually don't know what other things you could do, because there's not that many conspiracy theories or tropes, as they call it, out there, right? So
well, not without Google. I mean, you don't have that on set at the time, so because you're under pressure, you want to get started straight away. Time's ticking, and that's why I can't believe that people sort of scrap their builds halfway through. And you saw what happened, and that's the lesson we learned from this episode: is you just got to go with it. You can't compete at this level starting again halfway through.
No.
And you know what? And Brickman totally made an example of Joss and Henry for that point. Yeah. You know, and they stuck it, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So we took note of that. So and that's the thing. You can win or lose a challenge in the first 10 minutes with your idea.
100%, man. 100%.
It still screws me out that no one picked moon landing, because you could have had fun with the moon landing idea.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't come to us. I think we were just thinking,
Anyone, you guys,
I think the crates captured our imagination, and we just thought,
yeah,
what could be under that crate? So we were really specific about a scene that could be under the crate. So I think we were thinking of like some sort of trapped dinosaur or some alien egg or something. So some sort of creature being kept in there under wraps. So that's where our imagination went to straight away. So that's why I don't think we considered all those other sort of existing tropes, because we're just thinking about what's in the box sort of thing.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
I agree.
What's in the box? All right, so we'll go through them real quick, I guess. So Owen and Scotty obviously went for the washing machine with the socks, and then into their El Dorado Gold, Lost City of Gold. That's a stretch of a story in itself for a mystery / conspiracy. I get it. They come out on the end of it. It was a great minifigure scale build for what it was.
Really good
for
model.
sure.
Yeah, really good.
It was a good looking model for sure. I was with you though. I didn't quite understand how that was a myth. I guess it's a legend, so I guess that goes in there. But I guess we can't talk. We kind of made stuff up as well. So and animal experiment, conspiracy theories.
You're going to give kids nightmares over those rat ties.
No, you know what you're going to do now? You're going to excite the kids. What? If we drink energy drinks, we're going to get muscly and insane. Yeah.
The kids are already into it. They're just making it worse.
They'll line up for that pump water even more now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we should take a cut, I think.
How many kids would be getting their Red Bull and sticking up their butt and going, this
Andrew's cancelled for 2023, everyone. Yeah.
Hopefully they only buy the small cans.
Elena made a point in the chat. Prime, bloody Logan Paul's and KSI that the YouTubers drink. There's your poison to the rats. Obviously yours, Henry. You and Sarah, you did the Yeti. Unfortunately, it would have been, hindsight, articulated a bit of a background. You would have got better. The story was insane. The story, great idea as a conspiracy theory mystery.
Came right at the end. That part came right at the end.
And same with Alex and Caleb's, like their the Bigfoot, and like you said, Bigfoot idea, but that whole, oversized freak of whatever you want to call Yeti, Bigfoot, all that kind of stuff. They're good ideas. They're really good, and they're quick to get the story in the second, depending on how and what you build. Yeah. Dave and Gus's. Let's talk about this alien. That's kind of the perfect go-to. Yeah. Like, man, how cool was that?
It was really cool.
I loved it. I thought it was the best looking build in the room.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a little bit small for me. I think if they built it a bit bigger, then they might have got somewhere. I was surprised they went in top 2, even as it was, because it was a really nice model. And the fact that it lifted out, had a lot of features, it was very, very cool. I was really impressed with that one.
There's something about aliens being green too that just pops.
Yeah,
100%.
And we got congratulated for making a big character, but they also made a big character. So I don't know.
I just got something interesting sent to me just to block in us talking about what's going on. Fun fact: here's a viewers' voting poll at 3:00 today, 4 hours before it aired. Right? Let me show you what people were voting. I don't know if it's who do you think's going to win, or no. Actually, it says what is your favorite build. How are they going to bring it out for episode 6 before it airs?
Wow. How can they vote without even knowing what the builds are?
Yeah, wow.
How's that? Look, episode 6, what is your favorite build? And that was at 4:00 this afternoon.
Man, I gotta get my extended Asian family voting on that stuff, man. Like that's 0%. Come on, man.
Well, that says a lot about the integrity of that.
That's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
You need them numbers.
And you got 5 kids, bro. There's no excuse. There's 5 logins right there. That should be bang.
Bang.
5 kids with 10 friends
Thanks,
each.
Critter. Exactly, Critter. Cabramatta, stand up. Let's go.
Oh,
represent, man.
So in other words, In other words, Logan and Penrith start voting for Damian and Andrew.
Yeah, but they're all sharing the one Wi-Fi. That's the problem, bro. The IP will get blocked.
It's lagging. The website's timing out. I can't refresh.
Oh, far out.
Wow. Back to the builds.
Yeah, back to the builds. Henry and Joss, obviously the sock goblin. I would have liked to seen the goblin thing because it looked like they were building something pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously turned it into a Loch Ness with 5 other million little stories. And as Andrew said, it doesn't matter if it was Joss and Henry or, you guys, you can't rebuild from halfway. You've lost that time. You got to try fluff and continue on with what you got. But you're hurting yourself.
To their credit, they still turned out a friggin' awesome monster.
Oh, man.
It's still mad Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Oh, it was still a great build.
You can tell what it is. But I get, what Brickman was saying, especially when you look at, yours, Damian and Andrew, your guys build, the zhuzhing and the fluffing and the storytelling and the little bits and pieces that make sense. Kind of that's where Joss and Henry just missed out on because they ran out of time, not because they didn't know what they were doing, just purely proper time.
Just a time thing. Yeah.
I actually really liked all their little stories with the minifigs, but they were really basic. Like it was just let's make a Bigfoot in front of a green screen. Great idea, but the execution was all very small. I think
maybe they could have set up a bunch of dioramas as if it was a processing plant of mysteries and conspiracies and have lots of little ones. That could have worked.
Yeah, well, just
5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah, I mean that Loch Ness monster probably would have taken 4 hours. So I think the last hour was all that other little stuff to try and flesh it out. But I'm disappointed they didn't persist with their sock goblin because I don't know if you caught what they'd started with, these big eyes and the nose and the mouth.
Yeah,
it was actually looking really cool.
Yeah,
and I was watching with interest, running past their table to see how it was going, and then all of a sudden they'd stopped, and I was really disappointed that they didn't continue on with it. It was heading in a really interesting direction. So I wished they had the brick in the pocket, they could have just pushed it and gone for it and seen what happened.
Yeah.
So. But I get you.
Well,
you don't want to fail on the show.
No, of course not. Glenn Davies in the chat just said, the goblin hands were looking good. There was some of them for that clawy looking hand thing. That was looking insane. Cool.
G's not sure who Dr. Carl is, by the way.
Oh, mate, we're going to get on Dr. Carl. Don't worry about that. We'll talk about him in a minute. Gabby and Ryan, the idea, and this is, I think their idea, my favorite, hands down. The president, the hidden robot with the rats, and what a friggin' awesome idea! They killed it. That was a great idea.
I didn't like the rats part. Their execution was awesome in the end. But originally, when I was talking to Ryan even about the idea, I was like, bro, but it's not really a trope that rats control. If you did reptilians or something like that, that would make sense, right?
If you did some fat cats with people with money at the top controlling,
something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But
something like that. But
very, 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 very cool idea. And then obviously, coming in with you guys at number 1 with the rat story being the non-troped one, winning with the energy drink up its butt. Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Bloody awesome.
It was such a different build for you guys as well, right? Because you haven't really done big characters per se, for a while, right? And it was man, I remember looking at its face and I was like, man, this is not even when you go to the brick pit and you think you're compromising on the quality of the build, man, it was flawless. I was literally this is a mock. This is a display. This is insane. This is awesome. It was really good, boys. It was really good.
Thanks,
I
man.
appreciate that. We haven't done a lot of animals. We've done a few bigger characters, but we hadn't done any really. I mean, I did the snake, which I was really proud of that snake actually in the temple build, but it didn't get much airtime, unfortunately. But
it's got the same production as Henry and Sarah.
We can talk about that as well, but that's another topic.
Far out.
But no, really happy with the big character build and the fact it was an animal as well. We kind of just wanted to put the wind up David and Gus as well. It's you're not the only one that can do animals, so
got
across the bow there.
No, then you took it to a next level. It's like, yeah, you can do an animal, but hold on. Here's our junky animal that looks freaky as hell. By the way, we're coming at you, you know what I mean? So, it's a bloody well-deserved win. Friggin' awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
And Dr. Carl, he got less airtime than Henry. Like, why did they have him in there? Did he just not gel on the day? Like, if you got Dr. Carl, you're a AAA celebrity, mate. Milk him, keep him around.
So
they couldn't afford him.
Okay, so hold on. Now he was actually there for a little while.
Yeah,
and that little thing they had with Scotty and Owen when he had a list, like they actually got to the point where Owen said, "Dude, we've got to build something. Just stop talking to the guy." Do you remember? He was all right next to us, and he just kept going.
It went for 20 minutes, you reckon?
Yeah,
at least 15 minutes.
Scotty was asking him things that were just ridiculous. Like, he would say something like this. Now, he'd go, the moon landing is not real. What do you think really happened? And it's like, what do you need to do?
Or he'd say, evolution's real. Like, don't question evolution. Evolution is real.
Now,
like, if you were a person in the room, you'd be going, oh.
So what didn't they show? That he also kept hounding Dr. Carl about as well.
Did they show the bit that he did, Andrew? Did they show the bit that Scotty did with Dr. Carl?
They showed the first question, then the second question went on to some, and then they kind of acted like a time lapse.
There was a bit. They did a bit. They even did a bit.
Yeah.
Snowlane said there's an unedited version on YouTube for those that want to watch it, so we might have a look at it later. But yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, okay.
Because he went on and on and on and on. Like it was ages. Because we were last on the list to go to get Dr. Carl, so we're just sitting there like, when's this? I'll just build another 10 rats while you guys chat.
Look at G's comment. G writes, I would have effed up his mind in 5 minutes if he asked me any of them weird questions. G, I don't doubt that at all, man. I do not doubt that at all.
What did he say about your rats? Oh, he said a nocturnal or something, or no? Yeah. That was Ron and Gabby.
No, he said that for someone else, which I thought was interesting.
He went on to something else. Now he would say, we said, what do you think this is? And he worked it out. And then he just changed subject. Yeah. And he talked about
He didn't really stay on the subject of it. Billy kind of just went on some weird tangent. I can't even remember.
Didn't he rant for you as well, Henry?
He did the same thing to me. Like, he came over and he looked at the Yeti, and Sarah was hammering, with those little Lego hammers. She was hammering some Lego bricks. And he goes, oh, totally ignores the Yeti. And he's just like, do you know that hammer exerts X amount of newtons of force on the Lego bricks and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, mate, what we're talking about is over here, buddy. Come on, focus.
Can I ask?
Yeah. It was like Mr. Squiggle going on his spacewalk. You had to pull him back down. We're back here, man. What are you doing?
Go, Bilsy.
Without insulting him, is he on the same planet as us? Because usually when you have that sort of intellect, you're not necessarily in the same room as everyone else at all the time.
Well, let me tell you about the planet that he lives on. This planet is like...
Yeah, but hold on. I'm not sure I'm on the same planet either. Let's just call a spade a spade. Henry, man, fair. What planet am I on?
No, mate. Do you know what? Like, when you finish talking about this episode, Bilsy, we got to talk some BTS stuff. There's some real funny stuff. I got to when the guests come on, we got to tell some funny stories about what happens on behind the scenes, and I got some crackers.
Oh yes.
Now I know, Andrew, you said before, or Dan, one of you boys said before, you didn't know what you would, even now looking back, what would you build different? Yeah. Bilsy, what would have you gone to? What's your go-to of a mystery or conspiracy?
I would have gone, I don't know how I would have pulled it off, but mine would have been like the Bermuda Triangle. I would have done
that's a good one.
Big oceanic.
I thought of that, but how would you do it?
Well, that's why I don't know the details on how I'd do it. I'd have to try and hopefully like nut that out and lean on my partner a bit to come up with it. But some sort of big oceanic time warp diorama. So
fair enough.
Sounds
I would
like
have
a
done flat
dumpster
earth.
fire.
Okay.
Nah, mate, flat earth, blue plates, walk away. I'm done.
Flat Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
Just have water dripping off the sides of the plate with the ship tipping over. But you couldn't because the box was going on it, so that'd screw you over. Yeah.
I wonder now when you boys go to like, Lego shows or when people catch up and talk about the episode now, the amount of conspiracy theories she's going to get. Oh, you should have guys, you should have done this. You should have alerted everybody about this one, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe you could
Should have
build
done
a pyramid and
vaccines
lift
or,
all
you know.
50
Can't wait for that.
Oh, do you know what we did?
Can't wait for that.
Sarah had a good idea as well, but it was just really hard to execute. Like we just didn't know how we were going to execute, and it was Elvis at 7-Eleven. Like
oh, not dead.
Like he's not
dead.
dead.
You
He's
should
just
have done it with a Slurpee, like a 7-Eleven
but
Slurpee
then
and a
we were like,
donut or something.
you're like, how do you make sure you know it's Elvis? What is he going to be in his like karate suit or like his jumpsuit or something like that?
With all the rhinestones, the glasses,
Yeah,
the mutton
yeah.
chops.
I mean, you could have added colourful dots to your Yeti, and that would have almost looked like Elvis.
Oh, yeah, no worries, mate. No worries.
Elvis isn't dead though.
Yeah, bro, you can't do a conspiracy if it's real. You can't do it like Scotty said. You can't do it. It's real. You can't do it.
No.
That was the line of the episode. Oh, it's not a conspiracy if it's real about the aliens.
Man, me and Scotty,
man.
I'm pretty sure me and Scotty were standing together when, like, boys, I was telling them how this episode they separated even the partners. Like yesterday, like I was telling Bilsy, like they even separated us at the start, like so we wouldn't talk because we were all so G'd up about the ideas. And I remember, I think I was sitting with Scotty. I can't remember, but we were just going, "Oh man, let's do like I'm talking the full on crazy ideas, right? Like the legit, I'm not even going to say it because we'll get cancelled, but like the legit crazy conspiracy theories and the funny stuff that he was coming up with. I was dying, man. I was like, oh my god, this is great. This is great. You're cut from the same cloth as me, mate. This is awesome.
All right, let's have a touch back. We'll go through the challenges and what you guys have built. We'll comment on a few and see what the guys in the chat as well got any questions for you as we go through. And we'll go all the way back now. City in the Sky, first one opening in. And your boys have been around for a while. You've done the whole thing before. How was the floating thing in the air straight up? What's the what was the first hit of like what made it? Oh shit, we're in Grandmasters now. Holy crap, this ain't no fluffing to get us warmed up.
Yeah. It took about 30 seconds, and then we realized that we weren't match fit, and we had to just go nuts. And
so let's talk about going nuts. Your Sky Resort, killer. Like the contrast in the colors, and Henry's. And to be fair, Henry actually the second because we kept in contact with Henry while it was filming, and you guys would know, mate. Every day it's like, oh man, you should see what Andrew and Damian doing. Far out, man. Far. It's like it was kind of like I was getting a running commentary on how good you boys were, and Henry wasn't even telling me what him and Sarah were doing. It's like, it was pretty good. But in saying that, moving on to challenge number 2, your adrenaline junkie. Man, how good was that dude? That dude was insane.
That's one of the fields where I'm looking back on it and going, I'm so glad we did that. Like, I know it didn't land the way that it's supposed to, but I don't care. I just thought, what a cool idea. Derek.
Yeah. But let's be real. We knew he wasn't going to do what we said. It was just, we thought he was so heavy. We knew he was going to overbalance. So we thought, well, let's lean into that idea. We thought with the waterfall, he might project over and then end up.
Oh, and over. Yeah. Okay.
Sort of, head first.
Yeah.
But what we didn't realize was the camera angle they were going to shoot it on. And that's what we think hurt us. It wasn't really the landing at all. And Brickman even said it was more about the camera angle. I still think we got marked pretty harshly, though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and not even that. It's because I mean, you got. Oh, you were last in that episode, I think, weren't you?
We got last, like 14.
There was genuine
pure-
devastation in your face, Damian. There was genuine devastation in your face on that one.
The build, we were so proud of the build. We genuinely thought we'd nailed the build. We thought it was really good.
Yeah.
But
we
it came
realized
back to
that
the
the
camera
camera
angle.
angle wasn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does suck.
But
It's a kick
why
in the
wouldn't you
pants when a
just run
camera
on
angle
coming
ruins
down
your
the
build.
waterfall?
Not your
It
build.
just Sorry, what was that?
And no, and that's we were saying it last night, the other night, you know, and you got to realize really quick that they're building a TV show. They're not building a Lego competition.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if the brief is we need that shot and you can't get them that shot, well then that's where you're going to fail. You know what I mean? It's not on the build. It's on that shot. So
but having said that though, people who watch it, they don't think that way. They like
definitely not.
Every second kid's going, it was your build that they're thinking about. And that's once the show's gone done and dusted, that's what they're going to remember. So for us,
trust me, I know how many people.
Yeah,
mate, I guarantee all of Australia know about a half a DeLorean. Guarantee.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, but you can't blame Damian. They can.
we had a kid. There was a kid on Friday when you weren't there, Damien. We were doing a build at Broadbeach, and he said this: "Where's Macadamian?" Yeah, it's great.
Macadamia.
Where's Macadamian?
Macadamian.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna drop that now. I can see. Yeah,
it's almost like you've got to even now double up on it and just go even crazy each different time when you can, and if you can, just like now triple A for Dame. You know what I mean? Like
I like the idea of getting a T-shirt that we talked about. You get a T-shirt with all the spelling with it crossed out.
Yeah.
All the versions.
Yeah,
there'll be Andrew and blah blah.
You got to get that made up, bro. You got to get that made up. That
and
was
you
that's a
got
great idea.
one Andrew that just says Andrew.
Yeah.
And then you know what? There's your new merch line. Bang! People would buy that.
Yeah.
Put the Brick logo on it, and away you go.
We'll get them at Brisbane and we'll just have them everywhere.
Yeah.
Mate, let me be the first one to wear it. I'll wear it with pride.
All right, you're on.
All right, cool.
Well, there's a question in the chat for you.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, Snowlana, if I get that T-shirt made, will you come to Brick Built?
No.
Snowlana, get the checkbook out. Come on, man. Get the checkbook out. Get these boys down there.
Snowlana, if you pay for them to come down, then they'll think about it.
Get the Sidlug checkbook out, mate. Get the Sidlug checkbook out.
Yeah.
Challenge 3, by far the best one still, hands down the best one ever. Boys, the typewriter. Holy shit, that was good. Holy hell. Please tell me someone kept it. That one didn't get pulled down. Please tell me.
I'm pretty sure they kept all of those builds.
Yeah, man. Like that typewriter, you know, and you could see the shock in everybody there. Don't get me wrong, like the fan was insane, Henry's coat hanger was insane, the books, you can't knock that one episode. That's a winner from every other season before Grandmasters. Everyone's build then was just holy crap. But yeah, that typewriter, what more can you say? Like more, you know what I can say? Build it for BBX. Come on, just build us another one.
Boys, before you talk about typewriter, I made a comment about the typewriter in the episode when episode 3 happened. That typewriter is nothing like the set. It's nothing like the set. That's what I was telling the viewers that were watching the stream that night. Like, because there was a couple of people saying, "Oh, there's a set. Oh, that typewriter is nothing like the set. Nothing."
Yeah.
If you're
way more
amazing,
complex.
If you're very novice at it, the only relatable thing would be they're probably seeing the keys. The letters are the same.
Yeah. Well, that's how I knew we might have a chance of building it, because in the previous challenge, the first 2 challenges, I did happen to notice the typewriter keys, on that sort of multi-purpose wall at the back there. But at the time, I didn't think anything of it. But once we were introduced to the room, I saw the objects, and I know. Just with the position we were in with the scoreboard, I knew we had to try and be fairly ambitious. So when I saw the typewriter, I remembered those keys there, and I thought, maybe we could give that a crack.
All right, you just grabbed it and ran.
Yeah.
And it's probably the hardest position in the room too, right? Like it was right in the center of the room. That's the other thing we're talking about.
Yeah,
like,
well, we didn't count on getting
there, right?
away with. Yeah, well, we didn't count on getting away with the judge because we didn't know who it was. We didn't know how good they were going to be. We knew we couldn't control any of that, so we just thought, let's go for maximum Brickman points, and whatever happens with the guest judge.
There you go. And you got Henry's girlfriend, so you scored well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to say he knew. He's got her on speed dial.
Hi, Henry.
Can I make a comment there?
She's texting.
There was one thing that there was one thing that annoyed me a little bit about that whole build, is that he was always talking to us about making sure it was exactly the same as the other build. And I remember when he went up to Caleb and Alex, and they had one of the words were wrong on their books, and they had to edit it. But the fan was the wrong color and it was a different size.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite get that. Like I do think that the fan was incredible. Like it really was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It irked me a little bit that we all had to be so particular. And even with Trent and Kale, like he was so picky about all the little parts. Yeah.
But
the little bump on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that, Damien?
And
just the little bump on the roof.
On the radio.
Top. Right.
It's like
so this is where, and this is what pissed me off, right? And this is what really got me angry the last 2 episodes, especially. And it's nothing against anybody's build, but I just was proving a point where, you can't be happy on this angle, and then I'm going to change my story for that angle. So the roller coaster, the theme park builds, and we'll get into that shortly. The roller coaster, the theme park at the end, right now. Yeah, I get that Kale and Trent's one was a bit average. There was no real things going on. But that roller coaster went in and, mate, there's the bust. There's the hero. There's the shot.
Yeah.
And then you look at Alex and Caleb's, and the dinosaur was insane. It was a freaking awesome dinosaur and what they built. But the camera angle didn't
it never looked at it.
show the dinosaur, you know what I mean? And same as you guys with the hang glider. You lost because of the camera angle, not because of your build.
Yeah.
Why did Trent and Kale lose? I get it. I know it's a hard, one way or the other. And then again, talking about last night's challenge with the whole the climbing thing. You've got so many things to pick where, and the thing I brought up with Alex and Caleb's cat, which again is awesome. The whole cat and the angel and the singing and the rising, perfect story, nailed it. But then you've got 2 or 3 other builds that are fully 360 builds. How are you picking the winner for each episode? How, and like you said, the fan, I'm going to pick on this, and this, even though they're awesome builds. And again, the fan's insane. That fan's going to be remembered for a long time.
Yeah.
That's,
and
but
so
again,
it was incredible. But you're right. It looked nothing like the original fan. They built a fan to replace the other fan.
Right.
But other than the wire mesh, it was
if the fan wasn't on, it was obvious.
Yeah, but they built a working oscillating fan. So
you can't knock that.
No, you can't knock it. But like when the fan is not on, you can clearly see the blades let it down.
Yes.
On, you can't touch it. So
exactly. Because we can see the fan for about 10 seconds because we thought you could do the wire cage, and that was about it.
Some internet issues there.
Yeah.
That's right. He'll bounce back.
He'll jump back in.
I think it's clear that the judging has something to do with the earpiece in the judge's ear at times as well. So it's we all know how reality TV works. I'm not.
You might be onto something there.
In this case,
that's your take, Bilsy. No comment.
Reality's 100% real. We all know
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that unfortunately is true.
While we're waiting for old mate to fire up his internet again, man, let's talk about some of the behind the scenes stuff, right? I want to say that the two of you were like, I feel like I gravitated towards the two. We were just like always mucking around, and it was great.
Yeah,
and I want to tell everyone.
Out with you, man.
Yeah, it was great. I want to tell everyone about this. Like, I told everyone about it when I got home, like my wife and that. Like, we we did like the filming of the promos, right? We went and filmed that Doctor Strange stuff and all that, right? And so we're all buggered and we're all just like, get me out of here, right? Because on those days, like, no word of a lie, you are cheaper than a cardboard cutout. Like, it's like, you go there and stand there.
Especially if you don't have the diversity that you have, Henry.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, especially
we can't all make imaginary fireballs on those days,
that's
right? Like, you can't all do them, right? And then, but it was definitely like, we need an Asian bloke. Dude. Yeah, man. They were like, look, we need an Asian bloke to do a fireball. Like, get that guy. So it's like, do him. But we left there and we were all buggered and we went and had dinner. It was great. We all hung out. And then we went to the QVB. And there was this Asian bloke and so for those of you who don't know Sydney, there's a communal piano there. It's a public piano. It's like a full Steinway grand, crazy like expensive piano, and anyone can play it, right? And so there's this Asian guy, just full on prodigy going, playing the piano, and then we know Andrew can play, and we're like, Andrew, you got to get up there, you got to play it, you got to get in there and play that piano. And Andrew's just like, and he must have just sensed your power because he looked at you and he was just like, okay, I'm done. And he just gets up. He did.
But I thought he looked at you. I thought he looked at you and like,
I think it was you standing over him and saying, okay, you're done now.
Move along, buddy. And then Andrew, and then
I think you got that vibe. He went, okay.
Sorry, Bilsy, I've hijacked this story for a sec.
I've been listening.
And then so Andrew then literally starts playing Billy Joel Piano Man, like amazing, right?
Bill's like, hit record for me.
And then we're all literally standing around and singing Piano Man. And then all the people from the shops downstairs could hear it. They all start singing. And it was like one of those moments where you're just like, man, I'll remember that for the rest of my life. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was great. And so Andrew's playing Piano Man and we're all sitting around the piano singing it, and like it was great. It was like, that's like, if there was a memory I'll take away from Lego Masters, that was it. That's
pretty cool. Thanks,
man.
That
was awesome. Yeah,
let's do that again.
You're going to get us to get played piano now every time there's one near.
Do it.
No, I meant no. I meant an Asian near you, not a piano.
It's already there.
Jump on it now.
No, the kids are asleep, man.
Oh.
I would. No, don't test me. I would.
Yeah.
But, it just means that now someone needs to just make the piano for a Lego show that will work.
Right. Yeah. Don't build it and play it.
Bilzer, I think your mic's on mute.
It was.
There you go.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Bilzer. Welcome back, mate.
and I got kicked off because Bilzer, you kicked me off again.
Whatever.
All right. So where are we at? We're up to the roller coaster because that was what was it called? The real or Lego? Is it fake challenge?
No, that was the roller coaster. Next one. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So going into the roller coaster, obviously the first one was the crashing of the down and around on the track with the snail off.
I actually loved watching that because you could just see it's like we all didn't care.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're all like, let's just build some big stupid thing because we don't care. Right? It was hilarious. And the only people that really cared was Henry and Joss, who were trying to make a fighter. And we're just all building stupid shit. Like, it was hilarious.
It's amazing how seriously Joss does take the competition. Like, he's such a good guy, but he genuinely is such a competitor in terms of the show. Like, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just he was like, no, I'm building something serious.
But like and I are building, like we're making rocket snails, right? We don't care.
Well, I mean, at least yours was original. Henry stole his from the movie Turbo, you know. But it worked. Hey,
it's no original ideas, bro.
Yeah,
inspiration.
But on that, the reason why we had trouble was because And if you saw on the shot, when you saw Scott and Owen, they were testing. They gave us a test track, so we were all using our test track. So on the test track, it was fine. But then once you tried it on that other track, it just
next level.
You know, the mechanism that they had built wasn't great. Let's just say that. And well, on that
talking about inspiration. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, you kind of built El Dorado for your roller coaster, really?
Yeah,
we did too.
You know, it worked really well. It kind of rolled through as the whole, you know, what would yours technically be? Temple Aztec or something you call it something? Temple Raid?
Yeah, it was an Aztec treasure run, and it was kind of like an Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider type vibe.
Yeah.
We even had, as you burst through, unfortunately they didn't do the full track follow around. They sort of cut it here and there, but when you push past the initial bushes, when you come into our section, there's a wall there, and there's a skeleton pinned to the wall with spears. He's got a little fedora on and the idol. So it's like this Indiana Jones corpse nailed to the wall. So that was fun.
It was a fun.
And then we just had all the blades and all the traps, all the classic sort of temple traps.
Mm.
I mean, it did look like it, and we said to Henry the other night, like it did look like a proper fun build. And of course, for Henry coming in top 2 with the zombies, you know, perfect for the video.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and then Josh and Henry nailed.
Yeah, must have been a massive inconvenience.
Yeah,
must have been a massive inconvenience coming in the top 2. Had to give us some airtime.
Maybe they thought you couldn't do the secret handshake with the glove. Maybe, you know, it's
snap.
But no, that one overall was obviously you know, it was good all round. Unfortunately for Carl and Trent, it was their elimination, but you know, you still got to be impressed with that bloody bust. Like, the food courts didn't kind of make sense and whatever went on there, but that bust and the whole story, you know, you can't knock that. And then sliding in, obviously, to challenge number 5, the Up It Goes, or Up We Go, or Up It Go, whatever it was, where, again, Joss and Henry come out on top with their pig and the wing.
You guys have got to talk about that. You guys have got to talk about that one. That was a rough one.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was really rough.
Well, I'm kind of glad we didn't get much airtime on that one, because...
yeah, me too. Because it was bad.
We had such dramas. Like, we actually built 2 mechanisms. Yeah, so we had that first one, and Andrew got that working. You got it working pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah.
And then we thought, great, this isn't that hard, so let's build a more powerful one, because the character we're playing was, as you saw, was pretty big. And so but then that's pretty much where you spent most of your time, wasn't it? Just trying to get that.
And it just wouldn't work.
Version 2 going, and for some reason, just trying to get more torque out of it, it just didn't work. And
the weight ratio wasn't right.
Yeah,
it was just a nightmare.
No.
And you had to share the wire, and it was just hard.
Could I be right in saying that you almost fell into that whole, as we're talking about before, the whole, you almost revamped and rebuilt from halfway? You kind of, not a waste, but changing of ideas and mechanisms hurt.
Yeah,
in that sense, you know what I mean?
Oh, look, we ended up doing an hour and a half build.
Yeah. And we all know that when you build a mechanism, like it doesn't matter how complex or simple it is, the trial and error can take 10 minutes. It can take 2 days.
Yep.
So it's risky. And, you know, this is what happens. Some because I asked Josh and Henry afterwards, I said, how'd you do it? And they went, we don't know. We just got lucky. We built it and then we tested it and it happened to work.
It was so compact. That's what blew me away with theirs. It was so
it was
compact yet powerful. I'm like, how the hell? Like Henry's was impressive as well, but you could see why it worked.
Yeah.
But theirs, there just didn't seem to be much of it. And like, well, how the hell?
So how do you reckon your one failed? Like what was the
I think it was a strength issue, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just fatigue. It got, as it was going up the wire, it got to that point and something snapped, which it hadn't before. Yeah, just the tension because the tension between the tires was pretty high.
Yeah, it would have to be.
But look, as I said, I don't think I was. I don't consider myself to be that experienced with technical stuff anyway. And it was a fast learning curve, and I was looking at everybody else's, and it was just really hard, just difficult. If I had to do it again now, of course I'd be able to, but
Of course.
But that's only because, in hindsight. But you could throw a number of really difficult challenges like that, where it's trial and error. You don't know how long it's going to take. That's the hard part.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The fact we got anything that climbed up the wire at all was was good.
Pretty much.
And I suppose, it only makes sense because it was steel wire. You couldn't use anything else other than a tire, sort of a combination, a rubber. Nothing else would have really worked.
No, you couldn't.
I wonder if.
I don't know if you saw Scotty and Owen were trying a thing with the suspension. I don't know if you saw that. There was a small section where they tried
with the spring.
That failed. That didn't work. Yeah, in the end, they had to abandon that idea.
Yeah.
So there was quite a few of us in the room trying new things.
Hold on a sec. Critter, hold on. Who's Pickle Chungus? I can see the chat, but nothing else was there. Was there a question? I can see the chat, and I can see Snowlaner and Critter. I pretend to. Okay. I think I might have. Did I miss a question for the boys? I don't think so. Helena, have I missed a question? Can you check it for me? You're pretty good on top of that stuff. Apologize if I did because of the little glitch that kicked me out before. Yeah. Critter, 100%. I get distracted. Critter said I get distracted. Of course I get bloody distracted. I've got ADD, mate. I've got something wrong with me. Going back to the tires, me and Henry talked about it last night, using different shapes, using them as suspension, using them as push, all that kind of stuff. After our stream, we talked about it, Henry. Was there track? Was there the the rubber, the longer? Were they in the brick pit? The
rubber, like tank track?
Yeah. You know how there's the rubber one that's not very big, but
yeah. I don't think so.
Could you force that over gears?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, the Asian inside me says no.
Hey, hey, come on, man. It's a Lego Masters Grandmaster chat, not a diversity chat. That's later.
After we did the build, we went over to your place, Henry, remember? And I remember talking to you about it. And there was only there wasn't many options. To get that much tension and that lift, you're talking about serious tension.
So I asked Henry last night.
You're bending the beams.
I actually got. I think I've actually got the mechanism that I was stuffing around with my mechs the other day, and I'll show you. This is the basis for what.
Double click on Henry Bills that'll blow him up.
So this is see the coat hanger like that, and see how the worm gear feeds into that. So the motor powers that, and then the wheels there's like a Lego Technic wheel attached to that, that. See, so it spins like that, and see, so then it gives a lot of torque like that and it doesn't slip. So that's how I did mine.
Yeah,
right.
Because you've done it
we
before.
Used that same. We did the same because I remember I looked at yours and you said I could look at it. Why?
Can I cover your homework?
Yeah,
I was just
I followed the same pattern.
Inspiration.
I think everyone was doing a bit of that. Like, what are you guys doing?
Oh yeah,
man.
And it's just that Joss and Henry's was
that the long way around to the brick pit.
What was going on?
I actually thought Ryan and Gabby's was really good. They didn't
get right. The rocket was cool.
I thought it was really cool, and their build, the technical build, was quite well structured as well.
And credit to Scotty and Owen for the hot air balloon and the size of what was going on inside of that to make it to the top. It just seemed like they just kept feeding shit in to make it grab tighter. It didn't matter. They weren't, there was no engineering behind it. It was just, I'm going to pin that, to squeeze that, to pull this side down. Let's add another spring in to squeeze that. It worked for them. Obviously, they got up the top, not like you guys, but
they got it done.
Yep, they got it done.
That's it.
Yeah.
And And for you can't say any of the teams in there knew how to build and cling to a wire and climb upwards. So it was a proper fair playground, a fair challenge to start from knowing nothing, compared to going to say a challenge like tonight where you had to build. Not a challenge. It was actually, and that's the best thing about tonight. And I'm friggin', very pumped about tonight's build. It wasn't a non-Lego challenge. You actually got a genuine Lego challenge again. It wasn't hold this weight, build under the water, make this float, do that. It was a proper.
It was about the creativity of the idea.
Yeah, and that was absolutely, it nailed it. Now, I'm going to have to go to you guys because you obviously watched it on TV towards the end. I might have got a different version of a copy that I watched, or even in the chat. At the end of tonight's episode, can you tell me what they showed on TV? Now, I know that they have definitely showed Disney. Disney's been on TV. I've seen that. But on our version we watched, they showed a bit of a bigger ending that kind of actually showed all 3 next episodes. I just wanted to know if that came out on TV tonight. So at the end of tonight's show,
they showed the rocket.
Yeah.
They showed Disney, and
did they show something after that?
I caught a glimpse of something else. Yeah, something with tubes, long tubes. I think.
Okay.
Maybe
saw? Our one gave up. Maybe our version gave up a bit extra than the TV did, which is because put it this way: the version we watched pretty much gave up all of next episode, and it showed 3 episodes later the team that was missing.
Yep.
So really?
I just hope. I hope it didn't go to Channel 9. Yeah. Okay. All right. All good. We might talk about this off camera, but it was very interesting. But the Mickey one. That's kind of an exciting build. Finally, there's another licensed one that's not Star Wars finally. So at least you get to build, something kind of cool and different with that. And obviously the rocket, taking it outdoors again, blowing shit up, making shit fly, which is cool. But again, it's my personal opinion. Stick to the Lego, not the challenge, but it is a TV show. And we get fired up because it's not Lego. It's a TV show. It's like, where do you find that fine happy middle line? You know what I mean?
Yeah, season 1.
The rocket one looks good. In the field with the 70s scent.
What's that, Bilsy?
The rocket one in that big field, that looks really good. The one that smells like the 70s.
Smells like Woodstock. Funny they had smell-o-vision, eh?
Yeah, that was fun.
Boys, appreciate you coming on and hanging out and chatting with us for the hour, and and giving us your insight over the next couple of builds, and we will see where you end up from here and going on and into the end of the Grandmasters Challenge. And I'm sure we'll get you on the stream again. And I guarantee we're going to bump into each other 5 million times, especially Andrew living down the road.
Always great, guys. It's like the old days when we used to do shows together. It's always good catching up
before they got too cool for us.
Before they got up there and we're still down here.
No, don't be like that. No. Let's all hang out.
Well, we'll have to get together for BBX.
Sure.
Yeah.
BBX is a highlight of the year for us up here. So, for sure.
Yeah.
And especially on off last year's BBX moving into this year, it's going to compete with Brickvention size and builds wise for sure. So
we'll be there.
There you go. Don't forget, guys, you can go and follow Andrew and Damian. Like they're probably the most active community builders that I would know out of any season. They're the ones that are out there. They're doing most of the stuff. They own the Gold Coast when it comes to like schools and kids and events and stuff. Clicking Bricks is where you're going to find them on social media. So make sure you do go and follow them. And of course, we are now got a couple of days off. Tomorrow night, though, for those that live near an LCS store, is of course the VIP night. Bilza and I will be streaming live from Robina. So we'll be at the VIP night doing whatever. I don't know if you boys are going out, hanging out, or doing whatever you're doing, but we'll be going to one of the stores.
When's that? This Friday.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
At Robina.
At Robina.
At your nearest LCS store. So
Australia-wide.
Robina. But we'll be there. So if you can, come say hi.
All right.
For anyone else visiting an LCS store tomorrow night, we'll be streaming. So
Henry lives in the middle of about 7 of them, so he's got no excuse. Catch Henry tomorrow at one of them.
What time are you going to be there?
Well, we're pretty bad. So we'd say we'll be there at 6:30. We'll probably be there at 6:59.
It kicks off at 7.
Great. Cool.
Critter question: has your LCS run out of cups? We'll go to 7-Eleven on the way in and grab some Slurpee ones. We'll be sweet.
Not as yet. I think we'll still have plastic cups for quite some time in Australia.
Yeah, the boxes won't come till the end of June, I think I've heard.
Yeah. We'll serve plastic ones for a while. So if there's something you use to sort and store, then stock up.
There you go. Beautiful. And again, for those that just are interested, of course, in the Lego Masters and the chats back and forth, back again for Sunday night, episode 7. So make sure you are here straight away after the episode, and we'll see who we have on as guests. But again, Damian, and Andrew, thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys, and we will see you soon. Bilsy, you got to hit offline. I can't hit it. You took my priorities.